Hey guys, I wanted to do a little video and talk about Rebirth. I finally got around to reading it um, after what's it been out like 2 weeks or something. I finally got around to reading it, so that's pretty cool. Um, Also, I wanted to talk about that me and J Rocks are going to do our Monday hangout tonight. Um, Once again, we're not going to talk about a trade. We are a really, really lousy book club because it doesn't seem like we can that any of us can find time to read the book. With all the backlog in comics and new graphic novels and everything that he's gotten in and all that. So we're going to do like we did last week and just kind of do just an open chat type of thing. And so yeah, we've got tonight we're going to rank our favorite superheroes from DC and from Marvel and our favorite superheroines and favorite villains and just kind of see how our differences in opinion are and make a little case for each side of our why it is that we think that way. Anybody's welcome to join. Just I'm gonna in the description. I'm gonna leave the list of the characters that we're gonna rank because we're gonna rank specific characters from each column in whatever order 1 through 5 or whatever we like. But I'll leave a link or leave a description of those categories that we're going to rank. If you'd like to be on, that'd be awesome. Just hit me up on Twitter. If you don't know my Twitter, I'll also leave that down in the description. Just PM me or PMJRocks on Twitter, spelled just like his name is on YouTube. And yeah, man, we'll get you on. We'll all just kind of shoot the shit and talk about current events and talk about some comics and stuff, man. Like last week was really fun. So yeah. Anyway, man, started DC Rebirth. Um, I might be one of the only people out there. I know I've got to be one of the very few, at least that I've heard say it out loud, that I'm really, really a fan of the New 52. Not all of it. There was some bad stuff in there. Also, I believe that after most of those books got past about issue 30, with a couple of exceptions, most of them really started to go downhill. I don't know if that had to do with the fact that they were moving their offices or why exactly that was. There were very, very few series that stayed really good all the way through. So, I mean, it wasn't all of it, man. I mean, you had your Mark and Dracos on Batwoman, and you had different things that just kind of went wrong. But for the most part, I really liked the New 52. Some really good stuff in there. I really enjoyed the first like 20 or so issues of Swamp Thing, probably the first 25 issues of Swamp Thing. Enjoyed the whole run of Animal Man for the most part. Was really good. Frankenstein, Agent of Shade was really, really good. A lot of good series, like I'm saying, man, that was in there. But anyway, man, video is about Rebirth, so I'm going to talk a little bit about Rebirth. I haven't actually read any of the Rebirth tie-in issues. I'm going to wait until I get the ones this week. I get my books every 2 weeks, so I haven't actually gotten the ones from this week. I'm going to wait, and when I get my comics on Friday, that'll be awesome. I'll have about 8 issues or whatever with Wonder Woman and everything coming out this week. But this was freaking excellent. I kind of went into this not completely wanting to like it because, like I say, I kind of like the New 52. It's the whole reason I got back into comics, and so I felt a little betrayed by the fact that they were relaunching. But that's just the way things are. Like I say, a lot of that stuff needed to be relaunched. But this was an awesome freaking comic, really beginning to end. Everything that happened in it was amazing. Really interested to see exactly what it is that Jeff Johns kind of having control over this whole universe. What that's going to do in the big picture. I think it's kind of cool to say that, it's going to be 2 years, so all of these Rebirth titles are going to be like 20 issues. I mean, that's a hell of an event. So, if they've got it scripted out and that all pans out and everybody's on the same page, based on this, it has the potential to be freaking amazing. I mean, I know Jeff Johns can do it. One of my major knocks on Jeff Johns is always that he can't tell a story without tying in 15 books and just telling this huge story, But I love Jeff Johns. I mean, I think he tells great stories. My Green Lantern tattoos on my arm, totally because of Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run, which was ginormous with the whole Brightest Day and Darkest Night, and just all of that stuff that Jeff Johns did in Green Lantern is man, major props, Jeff Johns. And so really curious to see what exactly is going to go on with this. Also curious to see how me buying books twice a month, how I'm going to feel about that, because a lot of these Rebirth titles are twice a month. So I'll be curious to see how I feel about that, buying Batman twice a month, Superman twice a month, Wonder Woman twice a month, Flash twice a month. Be really curious to see how I feel about paying all that out. But yeah, I mean, as far as this goes, this was freaking great. Couple of minor spoilers because of the fact that unless you've just absolutely been under a rock and crawled out to watch my video, which I'm really, really happy you got out from under there to watch my video, man, that's awesome. I'm sure you've already seen these online. So Wally West being back alive, really, really happy to see Wally West. I like him a lot better than Barry Allen. I don't know what kind of opinion that is, because I don't pay a lot of attention to Flash talk on stuff, because I'm just not a huge Flash fan. But that's mostly because I don't like Barry Allen. So there's that. But for this being a Flash-centric story, I really, really enjoyed it. Also, I really enjoyed Superman number 52. I thought that freaking Tomasi, if that's the type of Superman story that he's going to write, based on what I read in 52, freaking awesome. Also, side note, Dr. Oz appearing in this. Dr. Oz appeared in, I know a lot of people like to pick up keys or whatever. He showed up in Superman 32 right after Jeff Johns took over Superman, and he was in 30. He was on like one panel in 32. I think he was in two panels in 33, and a couple of panels in 34, and then just kind of disappeared. And I don't know if this is something that it's kind of been in Jeff Johns' head since back then, that he was already trying to lead up to Rebirth. But yeah, that's a thing. I liked the way that this was a realignment of a lot of that stuff. A lot of this stuff that is just, DC canon, Black Canary and Green Arrow's relationship. I thought was the way it was done in this, and the whole way that the background story was going on with what it was that Wally was saying throughout this entire thing was awesome. I kind of felt whenever I was reading this like it was an apology for the New 52, or like an apology to long-term fans of DC for the New 52 or something like that, which, is cool. I mean, that's cool. It was done really well in this. It wasn't done in a way that, for me as a New 52 fan, offended me. I respect the history of these characters and everything, and understand that a lot of people like that character. Understand that the New 52 Superman wasn't everybody's, Superman, and that, it seemed to me almost like in this that Batman was more of a detective instead of just like some kind of dark vigilante, which was, kind of cool. Not a huge Blue Beetle fan, but I kind of like the way that Blue Beetle was done in this. Captain Atom has always been kind of a goofy character to me, and I really, really enjoyed the way that he was kind of done in this. Just all in all, man, I thought that this was a great story, beginning to end. There wasn't any part of this that I can really knock on and say, man, that was just, horrible. There's a lot of things that I want answers on after reading this, and so, I think it's great that you're going to have this whole Rebirth event, over the course of the long term of like 2 years, that, you're going to be able to tell me these stories, the Wonder Woman stuff that was in here, you know, was odd. But, you know, you got Greg Rucka telling me Wonder Woman. So I can't imagine that that would be bad. Um, you know, there was other stuff in here that was kind of odd. That like I didn't think that I didn't think that Jessica Cruz for being a Green Lantern that not a lot of people know. I didn't really think that she was her 4 panels that she got in this or whatever uh, were kind of underwhelmed by that. But you know, I like that she called Simon Baz the Green Arrow with a gun because just like whenever Simon Baz was introduced and you know he had his freaking guns, that they thought that was ridiculous. You know, I think that's kind of funny that that was made, you know, talked about in there. Just all in all, man, I'm really, really happy. I'm really happy that this book was $2.99. I think that's amazing, man. That you know, it would be $2.99. But yeah, that's about all I got to say about that. Like I say, me and Jay are gonna do this hangout tonight, probably about 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock Eastern. If you'd like to be on, man, by all means. Like I say, I'll leave the categories that we're going to rank down below, and I'll leave my Twitter. Just shoot me a PM on Twitter. Let me know you're interested, and you know, we'll try to get that set up. And I'm going to get off here. I've still got quite a few books to get caught up on, and I will talk to y'all later.